Welcome back to Words and Pixels. So one thing that you guys might not know about me is that I'm a mess. And that's a problem. You know, I have these different creative projects that I'm working on. I'm working on the YouTube channel, and then I work a full-time job, and I still have friends and family that I want to be able to be there for. So I really need to step up my organizational game. And while I was browsing Instagram, I came across an ad for a product that very much intrigued me. And that product was Project Evo. So Project Evo calls itself a personalized flow planner system. And the idea is that you take an assessment on the Project Evo website and it sorts you into one of 4 different brain types. Now those brain types all have different ways that they organize information. So the idea is that you get sorted into the brain type that suits you the best, and then you buy the corresponding planner for that brain type. It launched initially as a Kickstarter and was successfully funded in early 2018 and is now an independent business selling the planners through their website and Amazon. So I was very intrigued by their ad when I saw it. I've always thought of myself as not a planner person, but maybe it's not that I'm not a planner person. Maybe I just haven't found the right planner for my personality type. So I decided that I'm going to take the plunge. I'm going to take the assessment and buy a planner from Project Evo. This is not sponsored. This is not a paid advertisement. This is going to be an honest review. And a pretty critical one, because after a little bit of research, I do have some concerns that I want to talk about. But before I get into that, I do want to talk about one thing that Project Evo seems to do really well, and that's aesthetic. Their website is beautiful. The accompanying videos are very, very professional. The planner itself looks gorgeous with full color pages and gilded edges on the pages. It really is a beautiful looking planner. But the more I dug a bit deeper, particularly into the brain type theory that they were suggesting, I started to have some doubts about the entire thing. I was very interested in seeing how they developed the 4 different brain types. You know, where did they get these 4 types from? Have they been tested? And the answers I was finding on Project Evo's website were very, very vague about this. So there is a section on the FAQ called Evidence for Brain Type Theory, but when I actually took a look at the different links that were there, none of the accompanying articles or videos actually talked about the 4 different brain types that are talked about on the website, which are the oracles, explorers, architects, and alchemists. All of the articles and videos talked about personality theory and people processing information differently. None of it was actual evidence for the theory that was being proposed by Project Evo. And the more I looked through the website, the more I was trying to find some sort of specific evidence, but there just didn't seem to be any. And they mentioned that they have done countless interviews, but they didn't talk about any studies that were done. There doesn't seem to really be any statistics for me to look at. So I am a little bit skeptical about where they got the brain type theory from and why they think that this theory is accurate. And you know, I wouldn't even care about the scientific validity of the brain type theory if it wasn't for the fact that they also offer on their website One-on-One Advanced Brain Type Deep Dive, which is a 60-minute personalized assessment of your brain type for $299.97. I did email Project Evo asking them for a little more information, so hopefully by the time I get the planner in the mail, I'll have that answer for you, and we'll see what they say. You know, I did ask if they had any published research or statistics that I could take a look at, and maybe they do have stuff, they just don't have it on the website, but wow, that's a lot of money for something that there seems to be almost no evidence for. So I am going to take the assessment and order the corresponding planner. I did not look up the 4 different types. I just looked up their names, but I didn't read in depth into them because I didn't want my answer to be influenced by what type I thought that I was. So let's take the test. We'll get an idea of if I feel like it matches my personality, and then we'll see what the actual planner looks like when we get it. So what is my brain type? Which of these sounds most like you? I'd rather take action than spend all my time talking about things, or I am always asking what if and exploring ideas and connections. I do think that I tend to be more of an idea person. Like, my ideas tend to be very abstract and then they all fall apart when I get to reality. So we'll do the second one. When you think about an upcoming project or idea, your thoughts most closely resemble. I'd say mostly I kind of just like to brainstorm on my own, specifically while I'm in the car listening to music. When it comes to productivity, I mostly need help with everything. Help, please help me. I like to start my day with something most closely related to. I don't do any of those 4 things. Should I be doing all of those? I usually eat breakfast and watch YouTube videos. All right, here's a big moment. Let's see my results. I am a alchemist. Okay. And let's go take a look at the other types. Because now that we worked out which one the test gave me, I'm curious to look at the types and see which one I think I am. Here are the 4 different types. There's the alchemist, the oracle, the architect, and the explorer. Alchemist, the one that I am, says that they gravitate towards the abstract and theoretical. They prefer experimenting with their ideas in the real world and develop a lot of key ideas while interacting with other people, which I actually agree with that for the most part. You know, I tend to not really have a solid idea until I'm actually working with it. And I do kind of get ideas from other people, but I also kind of come up with them by myself, so I'm a little more iffy on that part. They're mostly focused on the future, that's true, and all the possibility it holds, yes. I agree with that, actually. That does sound like me. But then again, I guess they all could. Because when we look at the oracle, too, the oracles gravitate towards the abstract and theoretical, but focus on developing their ideas primarily in their minds and bringing them out to share with others when they're more fully formed, which is also me. You know, when I write books and stuff, I don't like to share it until I get to a later stage. And same thing with projects at work. Like, I don't like to actually really get sharing it with other people. Like, I like to brainstorm with other people sometimes, but I don't actually like to present it to other people until I have something kind of solid to show them. Now, explorers tend to prefer dealing with information that's more concrete, and in the real world, they learn best by experience. I also think I learned by experience, too. Architects are linear and detailed thinkers who often identify with the idea of having a filing cabinet for a brain. Well, I'm definitely not that one, so we could just cross that right off the list. But you know what? The type that they gave me, I do like. So I will order the planner and we'll get a better idea of what it looks like when it comes in.
1 week later.
Welcome back. It's about a week later. I did get the planner after 2 days, so that did come on time. But I had wanted to give the Project Evo team a little bit longer to respond to the email I had sent them, which was just requesting more information about if there was research or statistics for the brain type theory. And I did hear back from their customer service. So let me just read their response real quick. Hi, Allison. We just wanted to follow up on the request you sent a few days ago. We don't have anything further about the brain type theory published yet, but we'll be sure to share once we do. Please let us know if you have any additional questions or concerns. So I guess that's that. I do appreciate them responding and being honest with their answers, so thank you to the Project Evo team for writing me back. And I think I'm ready to go ahead and get into the unboxing, so let's go ahead. I'm excited. So here's the planner. It's covered in plastic. Okay. So here's the planner. So this, I have to admit, is very, very nice looking. It's got nice foil detail work. Down at the bottom it says Alchemist. There's also pretty nice foil on the actual pages too. I don't know if you guys can get a good look at that, but it really is like a nice planner. It says Project Evo on the side. Like I said, it is a little weightier than I thought, and it's a little thicker than I thought. For some reason it kind of looked like a thin notebook, but it actually is, let me see if I can show you guys the setup I have right now. See, it's kind of thick. I'm excited to actually take a flip through this, so I'm gonna slide it over and let's open it up. So over here it says, if at first the idea is not absurd, then there is no hope for it. Albert Einstein. I know they had a bunch of celebrities on the website that they had like classified with the different brain types. I'm guessing they are saying that Albert Einstein is an alchemist. So this is Alchemist. It's got some information that we can write in, name, phone number, email. A little bit on how to use the planner, which I like, because I am pretty new to planners, so I don't know how to use this planner or any planner that's similar. And then over here we have the different brain types. Going to the next page, we have a little more info about them. The pages are a little stuck together, which I think is probably just because it was waiting here for a while. Okay, so we have the Alchemist, and it says that's me over here. Also says on the front of the book which one it is. But it also explains the other brain types too. So the Architect, the Explorer, the Oracle. A little bit more about the brain type theory. This seems to be similar to the stuff on the website at first glance. I didn't take that close of a look at yet though. And a declaration of evolution. That's cute. So I guess the idea is that you are kind of pledging yourself to the Project Evo system. And then they have some sample pages filled out. So here's monthly view. We have the weekly plans and the weekly review. Priorities. And then we actually get into the blank pages where I can start filling it out. So again, we have a monthly, just to show you what the blank pages look like. Now, this is interesting. I was aware of this, but just so you know, this is a 90-day planner. So it's supposed to be a quarterly planner, not a yearly planner. So this is something that you might want to be aware of before you buy it, just in case you are a person who likes to plan on a more yearly basis. But if you're kind of just looking for a quarterly planner, this would do you well. After we get past all the daily areas, we have some notes. So we have a little note field, then a thing that says, evolution continues. Congratulations on completing 90 days of your Evo journey. And they thank you. And that's it. Another nice detail I do want to note that I do like a lot actually is these little bookmarks. So you have a weekly bookmark and a today bookmark. I hope you could see that okay. Which kind of just lets you keep place of where you are. So there you have it. That is the Project Evo Planner. Okay, so final thoughts. I am going to do a follow-up video using the planner for a certain amount of time. I'm kind of debating if I want to just do a month with the planner or if I want to go ahead and do the full 90 days. I guess it depends on how I feel after a month of using it. So I will do an update video that will have more information about what it's actually like to have it and to be using it. But I do want to summarize just a couple final thoughts that I have on the whole process of taking the assessment and ordering the planner. First, as far as my opinions on the actual planner go, I do think it is a nice looking planner. Like I said, I enjoyed the colored pages. I love the gilded edges on the pages. I think that's pretty. It is a bit thicker than I thought it was going to be, but it's still definitely small enough for me to put in my backpack when I go to work. So I do definitely like it as a planner. I do think that it is very pricey for what you're getting, especially because of the fact that it's a quarterly planner. You know, it's $44 for 90 days, so you're going to need to buy 4 of those over the course of the year. I did see on the Project Evo website they do have some sort of reward system where you can buy a certain amount of planners and then you get some planners for free. But I mean, overall, you're still looking at, if you're going to buy 4 planners for the year, you're still looking at closer to $200 for the year. And that's a lot of money, especially for planners. I think Project Evo has to either bring down the price of the planner and just have the personality assessment as like a fun marketing tool, or they have to really make the brain type theory a scientifically valid theory that would justify the cost of a $44 quarterly planner and, you know, the fee for the app, if there is a fee for the app, and the actual like online counseling and stuff. I think the amount of evidence they have for the theory does not justify the cost for any of that stuff. And maybe by the end of the 90 days, if I end up doing the full 90 days, or maybe by the end of whatever period of time I'm testing this for, I'll be a Project Evo convert and I'll be eating my words about all of this. But for now, just based on looking into it and how I felt about it, I don't think I would recommend this. I would caution people to look into the website, see how they really feel about the brain type theory, and definitely do the math as far as the prices for the planner and the app goes, and just make an informed decision before you order something like this. And so that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and keep an eye out for the update. That'll come along eventually. Have a good one, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!